separately, give your maximum, that's best. Time, excuse me, sir 8 questions पूछना है, here space is limited, will you have question answer session separately? I think 2 hours is included, then you can give me a mail on IAS Dream, I'll reply from there. Tips of notes making for mains. Tips of notes making is, notes making I think as such is not that relevant. Notes making means what happened, like the notes making you are doing from the newspaper, the magazines. Try to jot down the important points. Important point means which is relevant actually in just one line. This will really help you. One line points will help you, because what happens is when we are revising, we have hell lot of materials. So it becomes very tough to revise and comprehend entire thing. Should we start the formula 3 to 4 to 3 from the beginning itself? No. From the beginning itself, this is very good question. From the beginning, you should put the focus of 6 is to 3 is to 1. This should be 6 is to 3 is to 1 from the beginning. Why? In the beginning, you have to learn. In the beginning, 1 month, 2 months also, you have to learn. So focus on learning part, then revise, then one part will be question. Beginning part, you have to 6 to 3 is to 1. Good question. Geography के conclusion में क्या लिखना है? For geography conclusion, you have to just write the physical feature which makes India a much more greater place in the society in and globe. And in geography के conclusion में try to give some जो भी question आता है जैसे atomic fossil fuel से जो भी आए, that will be for your national interest, societal interest. So try to integrate that geography answer with society also. और अगर कुछ साइक्लोन वाइक्लोन का कोई क्वेश्चन तो वहां कोई कंक्लूजन ऐसे को लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, वहां पे you have to give just facts and figure. So that is important. Okay. Next is writing mains in Marathi language. Any suggestion? I think if you're comfortable in Marathi, give your best in Marathi. Nothing is going to impair you a lot. How to revise after completing a preparation or side by? No. Always have the philosophy side by side. Never do this after completing, because after completing everything will mix and it will be very difficult to initially follow again. So side by side, you are learning, you are revising. Okay. So should we focus on GS or science and tech for prelims? I told you science and tech only. GS is a part of science and tech. Suggest book for mains, Indian polity. I think Lakshmikant is good book, and you can refer IAS Dream also for that. Then is what would please tell the resources in detail, and also again you can, for resources you have to write this IAS Dream. For answer writing, I have told you what you have to focus. Which sections of the Hindu are important? Which section is important? Editorial section, letter to the editor, and national news, which is of national significance and global significance. That is important. Time required for last revision. Last revision, you have to put maximum focus on revision last time and question practice. So put your maximum. Environment, ecological preparation. I think follow the NCRT 11th, 12th book. Your environment chapters are there. 4 chapters are there on environment, ecology, biodiversity, and all. Follow that. Sufficient. If you have a book or Yojana is good, so try to remember, try to study from Yojana. Yojana will give you very good articles. You can use those points in your answer writing. Culture sources is Arihan. For culture, it is Arihan. Art and culture by Arihan. But I'm telling you, just study the basic framework of art and culture. Don't try to go deep, because questions are asked very less, and you will be like suffocated by so much of material. So just be superficial in art and culture. Kunchi Commission reports. Some commissions are very important, like Kunchi Commission, Sarkaria Commission, ARC report, second ARC report. They're very important. But don't try to study the entire thing. Just get the crux of the following. Crux means the important point, and try to integrate that important point in your answers. Nothing to study deep into that. Okay. Ethics sources for case study. Ethics sources for case study. For cases, I have referred iasdream.com. I have mentioned there. And for case study, the way to solve case study I have told you here. And don't use your ethical terms, and use your suggestion, conclusion, Indian Constitution, law and order, nationality, society. Just this much. Books for history, prelims and mains. For books, see, don't ask for books, because books are mentioned all here. Books is mentioned on this site, iasdream.com. Every book is mentioned. You can go here, you can buy from here. It's a very good authentic source. I'm saying from Flipkart only, so it is good. Next is, can you take one question from your ethics case study part and tell what options were given by you? See, I don't have the exact thing, but see, the options which were given by me were like comparable to what options were asked were given by UPSC. But the best option which you have to take should always comprise all the ethical uses and should cover the dimensions of the case. Okay, you should try to teach also, suggest also everything in that option, so that that option becomes very authentic. Okay, I will upload that one case study, one solution on IAS Dream. Don't worry for that. Okay. Are notes of Nitin Singhania good for art and culture? Sorry, I don't have idea for that. Sir, our questions are getting scrolled up. So try to again write the question. How is Yojana useful in answer writing? Yojana will give you facts, figures, a very beautiful expression for answer writing. That's very good. So you can integrate that answers. Then is suggest study plan for a day or a week. See, study plan means what? Study plan means how you are going to study with knowledge, learning, revision, and question practice. So I have told you the ratio. Divide that ratio here. Put 6 to 8 hours on study, sleep, and then relax. Don't be tensed. Mrunal.org is useful for CSC or not? I think it is useful because there are good articles on Mrunal, so it is useful. You can go, but don't give much attention. Mrunal 5-year plan. This is a good question. 5-year plan. 5-year plan. Don't try to study everything. For 5-year plan, you have to refer to the important crux. What is there in that 5-year plan? Like some like national skill development, then road building, infrastructure building. Try to get the crux, because you can mention in your answer that in 5-year, in 12th 5-year plan also highlight is there on the infrastructure development. Just that. ECT will bring reforms. Comment इसका structure. What you have, electronic cash transfer will bring reforms. Comment इसका structure except conclusion. Okay, electronic cash transfer will bring reform. Obviously it will bring reform because it will be a directly, it will what, it will create a different system, because nowadays if we follow the procedural norms of paying, this is going to be a revolutionary mechanism. How? Because it will be, everything will be digitalized. Electronic cash transfer will help you in removing corruption. It will induce transparency. It will make more accountability. The people involved will have to use their PAN card or whatever. So everything will be fair. So relatively. So this type of points you have to mention. I can't go into deep because I have other questions also. Your daily routine in that time. I think the ratio I've told you, 3:4:3, 3:3:4. Do this, sufficient. You don't need. Which geology coaching you took? I took from evolution. Next, please tell me, is Rachit sir answering the questions of any one of you? Obviously, I am only answering. Strategy study plan for this year mains. Strategy study plan for this year mains is, first of all, give prelims. Just after giving your prelims from 25th August, try to give maximum focus on answer writing. After your prelims, put your entire strength on your answer writing, in optional also, in your GS also. If you write maximum, you'll get. Utility of India yearbook or economic survey. India yearbook and economic survey is very good. You should try to get the important points out of it. You don't need to mug the facts and figures. Okay, don't mug the facts and figures. Just just know the crux. That's all. Some people, sir, international relations समझ नहीं आता. Please tell me how to begin. समझ नहीं आता. Please tell me how to begin. IR may just start the topic with. IR just start the concept, learn it. Just learn the concept and then try to integrate that IR thing with India's foreign policy, India's normal culture, India's economic environment, and how that IR is going to impact India's relation with global scenario. Just try to integrate these facts. I think is sufficient. A strategy for next 2 weeks. I think some person is going to write for prelims. Next week, two weeks, those who are going to write prelims, is just focus on your revision and question practice. Do maximum question practice in GS and CSAT. Revise more. Okay. Please give good books for international relation. I think sufficient book is given on IAS Dream. What was your language paper? Hindi. I didn't use any book for Hindi. I think we all are sufficient enough in Hindi. How to use India yearbook, economic survey, budget and ARC report. Just go through them in a very small crux. Just go through and just try to get the gist of the matter. Just sort down the important facts and try to integrate them to those in the answers. Indian culture, I think by Arihant, I already told you. Arihant, Indian art and culture by Arihant. How to do value addition to each successive revision cycle. Each time you will revise, it will take less time. Again, less time. This is a value addition, and if you revise multiple subjects, it will help you in getting integrated answers. Okay. What about international business sectors of the Hindu? International business sectors of Hindu. International sector, if there is something important, that will automatically come in the article section. Business sector, if something important, it will come in the article section, in the editorial section. So you need not worry about going to again the same topic again and again. You have to make the wise use of your time. Will you write a book for GS4? We, the aspirant fraternity, really look forward to it and will appreciate it. Yeah, I'll try my best if I'll have time. Ethics paper sources, sir. Ethics paper, there's a book called by Dr. Subhash Vikal. Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude by Dr. Subhash Vikal. It is a very normal book, very easy book. It comprises all the contents. You can see the isdream.com or Dr. Subhash Vikal, Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude. Did questions this year came from what you studied or you framed and answers it? No, I framed my answers. I'll tell you 70% of the questions will be type of which you haven't, which you know but you don't, but exactly you're not like exactly studied. So you have to frame your answers. That is why I'm saying, since repeatedly I'm saying put answer writing, because answer writing will help you to frame the answers and will give you a speed factor. Diagram will be counted under 200 limits. No, diagram will not be counted under 200 limits. Strategy study for this year means already I told you answer writing. Measures taken by government ये भी डालना है कि GS में. If the measure is very optimistic, put that. Otherwise, you can write your measures. Your measures are more important than government measure. If you're writing a government measure, it means you are mucked up. But your measures is important. Which coaching center you out for GS? I think GS mentors is good. GS Mentors and Khan Study Group, both are good. So you can select anyone. GS Mentors and Khan Study Group. Can we leave ancient and medieval history and focus on modern history? See, I'll say you can leave medieval history, but ancient is very short. I think 4 pages का, तो 4 pages में तुम पढ़ सकते हो. And modern history is very important. So medieval history छोड़ सकते हो. मैंने तो छोड़ दिया था, and I didn't attend the question for medieval history. So I think you can leave that. Then the question is, in case if there is no option but to criticize the government, how to approach? This is very good question. How to criticize the government? I'm telling you, never do that. Don't criticize. If you're criticizing the government, put constructive criticism. This is very important. Constructive criticism means what? You're trying to give your own positive views. Like I'll give you a question. Manrega Manrega as given by the government didn't perform well in Jharkhand. Comment. Manrega performed well in other states but not in Jharkhand. Why? Like this. Because in Jharkhand a lot of corruption was there. So you have to criticize that plan, but then you have to give constructive, means you have to give suggestions. No, the corruption was there, but with the recent anti-corruption movement, with the recent introduction of e-governance, some ICT and all, this corruption is going to be reduced. So focus is what? Focus is on constructive thing. Never criticize any government. Always do some positive, balanced, optimal conclusion and optimal suggestions. Government schemes, where to refer and how much detail. I have mentioned some of the schemes here in IAS Dream, and you don't need to study much into if you can see from magazines and all that schemes. Current affairs span of time 1 year or 6 months. I think 1 year is good. If you have studied 1 year, that current affair, it is well and good. I am a second year BTech. How to start the preparation for CSE? You can start from now onwards. Go for the Hindu and go for the magazines. I think it's sufficient. Make notes out of it. Always try to make notes out of the Hindu. What does a viewpoint mean? How to give a viewpoint? Please give some example. Viewpoint means your suggestions, your inputs, and how to give that viewpoint. Viewpoint you have to give on the basis of the positive suggestions which you are making, and for this the Hindu will help you. Hindu comes a letter to the editor. This letter has many suggestions. You can take them and make your suggestions and give your viewpoint. Is there a difference in how to answer questions that ask for comment, discuss, analyze? Obviously, there is a lot of difference somewhere. Comment, elucidate, analyze, discuss. I have mentioned the exact meaning of the each word in the on the site. You can go. Please go to this site and visit. I have mentioned everything there, so you can go there. Is Vajiram good? See, every coaching is good. Don't go into that which coaching is good or bad. But I have told you, ask 2 questions, answer writing and all. IRK suggestion. One question is what? Of 750 marks, how much we're able to do? Absolute justice, knew everything and wrote. See, for paper 1 to 3 in GS, 1 to 3, I think knew around 70% of the questions. Not 60 to 70%, but I was able to write every question. Even I didn't knew, I was able to write something on that. So I didn't leave any question, and I'll advise you also, don't leave any question. Don't leave any question. Try to write every question, but you won't. There will be bounces. So be ready for that, and that you will be by the suggestions I've told you how to answer writing and all those things that will really help you. Apart from Hindu, IE is required or not? No, no, no. I think Hindu is sufficient. Why are you going for other things? Very poor on concepts in economics. Any suggestion? I think, see, I was also very poor in economics. I studied from my faculty and he taught me really well. So I think I studied from him. So even if you can study, so it's well and good. IR के suggestion या value addition में क्या होगा? IR के इसमें होगा India's foreign policy suggestion में what India should do, how India should take their stand, how India should constructively promote that, वो होगा तुम्हारे suggestion में, and then everything again should end with India's national interest. ठीक है? What does the conclusion include? Give an example. Already I told you the conclusion includes law and order thing, that I will abide that the following thing will be according to law and order. Indian Constitution. Indian Constitution means what? You have to highlight the preamble, the principles of preamble, and then societal interest, national interest. IR case, and then any tips for IFOS, Forest Service. I think for forest or IAS, it is all same. All what matters is your answer writing. So just keep writing. I'm telling you only one basic funda to clear this exam, answer writing. If you write 300 answers for GS, if you write 120 answers for your optional, you are under top 10. Just show your answers to your faculty, get evaluated and ask for the suggestion. Sir, source for IR is again Hindu editorial or anything more. I think IRK, I have mentioned a book also in the on the site plus Hindu. So both a book and the Hindu is sufficient. What was your language paper? Hindi. Hindi was my language paper. I am from non-commerce background. How to tackle with economics? Even I am also from non-commerce background. But economics, you have to learn the concepts, you have to revise more, and you have to practice more questions. Okay. Approach for economics survey. Approach for economics surveys. Just go with the crux. Don't go much into the facts and figures. Just get the analyzed part. जैसे fiscal consolidation will be given. Try to know what is that, how fiscal consolidation should be done. I am not good at answer writing. How to improve? Answer writing, I told you, no one is good. When I also started, I was very bad in answer writing. So I just wrote answers, showed it to my faculties, got evaluated, and took this suggestions. So you also do that. It will be much benefit. See, people are asking for Hindi language book. I didn't refer any Hindi language book, and you should also not do that. You are good in Hindi. How to improve answer writing skill and all. I told you the strategies and methods to